This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. The Van Halen That I Knew by John Stix. Introduction. The call came in from Japan. I didn't know it yet, but I was about to get lucky. The year was 1978. The caller from the Japanese rock magazine player was telling me that they had set up an interview for me with Van Halen. Ben Morrison? I said. No, Van Halen, was the reply. And so it was I would have the first of many conversations, over many years, with one of the most remarkable rock musicians to walk the earth. My first impression was that Eddie was a kid just having fun. The fact that he was otherworldly as a guitar player was a gift he saw no need to analyze. He loved music, he loved playing guitar, so he worked on it, but his creativity flowed from a river that remains hidden to most of us. He didn't see the finished picture, he just painted with his instrument. It's fans of rock music who were blown away by the end result. I would spend years coming at him from every angle, trying to get him to explore his creative source, only to end up where I began. It was a familiar refrain for him to say something like, "I don't consider it work." You don't work music, you play music. Like I said, I was lucky enough to be invited into his playground on numerous occasions. And for a brief moment along the way, I was once even a confidant. It was during the 1988 Monsters of Rock tour in Washington State. He called me out of the blue and wanted to talk about reaching creative peaks while trying to stay sober. He confided that so many accolades for what he had done came from times when he was drunk. He said that when he was drunk, it was like there was someone on his shoulder telling him to go for it, just do it. And that now that he was sober, he was finding it harder to just let go, be in the moment, and forge ahead into the unknown. I remember telling him that he actually had more influential recordings than his hero, Eric Clapton. Clapton had the Beano album with John Mayall, 3 Cream albums, and Layla. But nothing monumental past Layla, and Van Halen was still on a creative roll. He should be proud that he had not been lazy and had not given into the business of music over the joy of playing music. He was still on top and not resting on his past. So here you have most of my conversations with Ed, up through Balance, including a listening room interview, which never saw the light of day. In a listening room interview, I play other people's music for musicians as a way to get them to talk about themselves. I've also included a listening room from David Lee Roth and an interview with Alex Van Halen on working with his brother in the band. There's a bit of history from Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar on the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge recording. There you have it, the Van Halen that I knew. Enjoy. Eddie Van Halen in the listening room. Ed was always honest, and when commenting on other people's music and playing would hold no punches back. And at the time we did this, he thought some of the people he talked about would be angry at him, and he didn't want that. I said it will only come out in Japanese, but he didn't care. He wasn't looking to stir that pot. Limehouse Blues, Chet Atkins and Les Paul, Guitar Monsters, Eddie, excellent. John, it was excellent. Why? Musicianship, and besides that, I can't play like that. But you respect a guy who plays like that. Oh, definitely. I mean like Segovia type of playing, Segovia, the guy who invented Spanish guitar. On the second LP I did Spanish Fly, except I didn't finger pick. I cannot finger pick. It's just like slide. I never played slide until Could This Be Magic? On our new album, Women and Children First. You never played slide? Never in my fucking life. I never played slide before. I had something totally different in mind for the song, and all of a sudden, Ted Templeman goes, "Why don't you try playing slide?" I go, "Come on, I never tried playing slide." He goes, "Come on, it's simple." Did you practice for a couple of days? No, it was right there on the spot, that's it. That tells me that you have a pretty good knowledge of the idiom.
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.